Hey everyone, my name is Callie and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different from what I have been doing in the past, and in today's video I am going to review the A.L.E reed balancing tool. Ta-da! Now just about a month ago, Marty Jaimo, the creator of this product, reached out to me and asked if I would be willing to do a product review if they sent one to me. So this is not a sponsored post, but they did send me a complimentary reed balancer. So I want to be transparent with you guys. That's what's going on here. So this is my unbiased opinion, and overall this is a very positive review. I feel really good about this product. I've been using it for about a month now and I can say that I'm pretty happy with the results. So I'm just going to take you guys through some of the things that I really like about this and some of the things I don't like as much. Before I do that though, I want to remind everyone that I have a Patreon page, so if you guys are interested in supporting my videos, supporting my channel, if you like what I'm doing, please consider becoming a patron of my channel. It really means a lot to know that my viewership really loves what I'm doing and is really appreciative, so that's just a really easy way to show me that you really care about what I'm doing. Alright, so now back to this guy. First of all, when I first opened the package of this, I was very impressed. It came with a little leather pouch to carry it in, which also has a little keychain and a little clip on it, and they also included this cable to also be able to hold it a little bit more easily. So that was kind of cool. And then they also have this option where you can get an engraving on it, and so I thought it was just so delightful and special that they made this especially for Callie Laughlin. It's kind of cute, a really nice touch to that as well. But at the price point that it's at, it's $20 just for the reed balancer itself, none of the bells and whistles. I think they're running a promotion right now that if you just buy the basic one, you get the cable to go with it for free. Now I think if you want all the bells and whistles, it's probably, I think it's maybe around $30 to $35 or something for like all of it, the engraving. So if you want to get exactly everything I have here, don't quote me on that, just check out the link below and you guys can kind of see. But at the price point, I think it's totally worth it. And if I didn't get a complimentary one, I probably would just buy like the basic one and maybe make my own little carrying case to go with it. That being said, I think that the case that they created for it is really great. It's nice protection for this stainless steel product, and I feel like it's very secure in there, so it's not gonna like slip out or fall out or anything like that. And I kind of like that I can clip this on the cable and I could just, you know, put it on my backpack or on my purse or wherever, and I won't lose it very easily. I could even just put it on my keychain, right? So it's a pretty easy thing to travel with. Now the product itself, I'm gonna come over here to the table and show you guys. So the product itself is made from stainless steel and it has a little burr edge on it. So it's a little sharper if you run your finger over it this way. It's not very sharp going this way. So, and it's super thin. It's very easy to handle and easy to use, and it's not going to bend easily or anything like that as well. So I have found it's very easy to handle once I kind of got the hang of how to work it. Now I'm going to show you guys some of the things that I do to adjust my reeds whenever I'm using this product. So I think I'm still going to continue to use sandpaper because I really like having the back of the reed polished and just gently kind of sanded. But this is a great product if you are really bad at using a reed knife or you never really learned how, or if you're looking for a product to help flatten out the back of the reed a little bit better than sandpaper. So I have found both of those things to be very useful about this product. So I'm going to show you guys now how I do that. So this is a reed that I've had since February. I have a date on it right here. and it's kind of been in my rotation off and on for a while, but it's never really been one of my favorite reeds. So I'm going to go ahead and right now the back of this is, you can't really see it in the video, but the back of this is actually a little bit uneven, which is one of the things I really like about this and similar products, is that you can really flatten out the back without taking stuff off of the tip of the reed. So I'm going to show you guys how this sounds before and after, and actually more how it feels before and after. So I tested both sides of the reed, and the right side of this reed is a little bit harder than the left side of the reed. And the back of this, I'll show you guys on my reed glass. The back of this is actually a little bit uneven as well, so the reed's kind of wobbly. I can actually wobble this reed back and forth, and you can kind of see, like right here, it comes up a little bit. And so when you kind of wobble the reed, it's pretty obvious that this middle part of the reed is very expanded. So the first thing I'm going to do is one of my favorite uses of products like this, which I like a lot better than using sandpaper. And I'm just going to take a little bit right here off the back, just like this. And you don't want to like push it. That doesn't really take anything off. I actually like to kind of gently, very, very gently drag it. Now, one of the first things I noticed that I didn't like so much about this is that, until I learned how to use it, is that if you push too hard, you can gouge your reed. So if you press really hard, that thing's going to come across and you're going to poke your reed. So the most important thing is to be very gentle when you use this. Don't push too hard. It's already sharpened, right? So you don't have to work very hard. So look at that. It already took off some of the cane right in the middle of the reed. And this is before even balancing the reed. So I'm going to play it for you really quick, just so you can kind of hear the difference before and after, just taking the cane off of the back and making it sit really flat. So already that feels so much easier to play for me. I feel like it's getting a really good seal on the table of the mouthpiece. So that's an 8-month-old reed that I can put in my rotation for when I'm, just practicing, or I got to noodle around for in lessons or something. So now I'm going to test both sides of the reed again. So the right side of the reed is still a little bit stuffy. So this is a great reed. I'm glad I actually found this reed for the video today. So I'm going to actually take off a little bit of cane from right on this side of the reed, because this is the stuffy side, and you guys could hear this hopefully in the recording, right? So if you don't already have a little piece of reed glass, I have found this to be very helpful. So I actually put my reed way over on the side, kind of like this, for whichever side I'm working on, and I just kind of very gently leverage it on my thumb and kind of scrape it along. So this is actually very similar motion to what I do with my reed knife, but I feel like I have a little bit more control over this, and again, I don't feel like I'm going to gouge the reed. So we're just going to take a teeny bit off of this part of the reed, just a little. Here, we'll wipe this off so you can see how much I actually take off. So just like that. Very gently off of the right side of the reed. I don't go too far down because then you're going to get weird sounds. So it's just a very subtle adjustment on this side of the reed. And barely anything, whoops, there we go. Barely anything came off, but it was a teeny bit. And a little bit like that will really make a big difference in the sound. And one of the things that I'm excited about is that I think I'll be able to, you know, when I bring this to teaching in person lessons, again, it'll be a really easy way for me to adjust student reads. It'll be easy to sanitize and clean, and I could just, you know, take it and and that's it. And I don't have to worry about ruining the tip of the reed or anything with sandpaper. Alright, so this reed I feel like is pretty well balanced. Now, this is one of the softer reeds in my collection, so, and it needed some work, right? Because it was warping, and so now you know, I'll have a little more life out of it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I work on reeds, or when I open a new box of reeds, I try them all out. And I number them from 1 to 10, 1 being the softest and 10 being the hardest. And so this is actually kind of funny. I'm going to grab reed number 10 from back in June when I started my reed vlog. And this is the hardest out of that batch of reeds, out of those 3.5. So we're going to see how this guy sounds, and if it needs any adjusting, we'll go ahead and use the reed balancer for that too, and see if I can get it to kind of loosen up a little bit after all these months. So this reed is overall just stuffy. It's stuffy both sides. It's stuffy kind of on the back. I honestly don't think that I need to do a whole lot with the middle of the reed here. Ooh, actually it is a little bit warped. So, you know, I'm going to take off a little from the middle of the reed here, and then I'm just going to do what I normally would do with any of my other reed tools and take a little off of the 2 sides of the reed. So we're going to do that right now. So now I'm ready to take a little bit off the sides and just kind of balance this guy out. The 2 sides are feeling really comfortable to me right now. It's still feeling a little stuffy in the middle, so I'm going to take off just a little more in the middle on the back there until, like, one of the things that I've looked for is just making sure that it takes cane off evenly from all the sides. And if you go very slow, you can see little spots where it might take off more cane from one side over another side. Like this is taking off a little more cane from the right side. And, you know, if you're worried about getting even pressure, you know, maybe you can do it like this, just a little bit more gentle, and just to get proper leverage. And now this is starting to get a smoother, yeah, there we go. It's starting to look a little bit more even. Okay, so this is read number 10 from the box of reads that I started back in June. And if you guys were following, I kind of didn't like this read that much, but I knew it had some potential to it. And honestly, it didn't get much playtime, and I didn't really think I had time to like work on it that much. So this little tool just in a couple of minutes really made a huge difference. And I think I'm probably going to use this mainly to just work on the back part of the reed. That seems to be the thing that makes the biggest difference for me, and it's the simplest thing to do. And so again, I mean, their claim is that you'll be able to get every single reed in your box to work, so you'll save money in the long run. So you know, if that matters to you, you know, maybe it'll work for you. I mean, I can say that I've played reads 1 through 7 in that box pretty regularly. 8 through 10, not as much. So later I'm probably going to try out my reads number 8, 9, and 10 and use this to kind of balance them out and see if that helps. So yeah, that's how I've been using it. Seems like it's worth the $20 that the price point is at. It's a great thing, especially if you have students who just don't know what balanced reeds feel like. It's a really easy thing to use, and it's not like sandpaper where, you know, like you give a kid sandpaper, they're just gonna like, and like take too much off of it. So I think it's pretty good. I mean, likewise, if they have one of these, they're gonna like, you know, potentially gouge their reed. So perhaps this is better for maybe the high school student and older. So bottom line, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth a try. I mean, it's definitely very well thought of, and the creator of this, Marty Jaimo, also is a regular gigging musician. He plays clarinet and saxophone. So I'm sure that he uses this regularly too, and he probably wouldn't if he didn't like the product. So I say it's worth it. Go for it. New reed products are always exciting, especially if they work well and help elongate the life of our reeds. So I hope you guys found this video useful. I will include links below to the website if you're interested in checking out the products, and, you know, keep an eye out, I guess, for their website to see if they have promotions and stuff going on. But in the meantime, have a great rest of your week. Let me know if you have any questions, and as always, happy practicing.